Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 152 of the Super Weapon Podcast, the most overpowered podcast on the internet. It's your boy, Darius the Artist, and as always, I got my co host DC here with me today.
It's your boy DC, the bridge builder, wall destroyer, and I am so excited to talk about what we're going to talk about today, baby. We got a little PS action in the building. You know what I'm saying? The street's been real hype, man. Hey, the PlayStation folks, they're chomping on some real good food. You
Chomping,
know what I'm
chomping
saying?
at the bit, as they say. I
What?
always laugh when people say that, man. I,
Who the f- who's saying that?
you never heard that saying before? Yeah, it's been a saying for a while, man. Chomping
Is it
at
a
the bit.
southern?
It just means you're
Is it
like really excited. Maybe it is Southern, actually, because I've heard it all my life.
really?
Yeah. You've never heard that before?
Hell no.
Yeah, it means you're like super excited for whatever the thing you're describing. So I'm chomping at the bit for Street Fighter 6, or you know what I mean? Like that's typically,
Hey,
hey, let us know if you guys are listening to this podcast, if you've ever heard that. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a comment if you've heard chomping at the bit. That might be the name of
chomping
the
at the bit. Oh my
episode.
God. You know what? Let me go ahead and put that in
it
my
just
notes.
it just happens, man. We're just too good at this point, man. I just
Oh, why not, bro? Chomping at the bit. Holy. See, I have to write stuff down, chat, because I'm very
I
forgetful.
love it, man. But yeah, man, it's been a pretty light news week. Thank God we did get some PlayStation news because we've been kind of waiting on them for a while now to really hear what their major plans were or gonna be for the next year plus. I mean, we know Spider-Man's coming this year. They've been really marketing that pretty heavy. But I'm gonna say, man, I'm really excited for this showcase. I forgot to look up the last time they actually had a showcase because they've had like the smaller PlayStation Directs, but I think it's been about a year since we got like a full fledged. We just gonna
hmm
unload the clip showcase on you guys, and I'm pretty excited for it, man. I don't. What about you, man? Are you pretty hyped, pumped as a new PlayStation 5 owner?
There is a specific game that I'm very over the top excited, biting the gums or yumping the bump, whatever.
Chomping
What?
at the bit. Holy cow! Biting the gums.
Oh, yeah, all that, right?
Oh, holy cow, man.
I'm on one today. I'm just letting y'all
Hey,
know.
hey,
I'm
it's
on
gonna be
one.
that kind of Saturday. That's fine, man. I'm cool with it. But yeah,
Hey,
man.
okay.
Look, I
It's
guess we
one.
can. Yeah, I guess we can jump into those predictions. Because we got a couple. I got about 3 or 4 good ones. And I'm curious to hear what your. I know what you're talking about, but I want to talk. I want you to say it as a prediction, and then we'll talk about it. Because it's a series that hasn't been. I actually looked it up. The last mainline title for that particular series you're talking about, it's been 8 years. Fun fact, which
Mm.
is crazy to think about for a game of this stature. But let's jump into it, man. I'm gonna give you the floor first. What is your, what's your first prediction? What would you like to see from the PlayStation Showcase?
What I would like to
Or
see.
if it, it can be something outlandish. It can be anything, right? Like, let's have a little fun with it.
I would go with something that's it's kind of I don't know. Because they got a list, like these rumor lists and all this stuff is
Right.
pretty much laced with their hard hitting IPs, the IPs that to me has built the strong foundation that PlayStation has. But I would love to honestly see them pull out like a totally new like IP. Like just throw something out there, like something we
Okay.
haven't even seen before, that's not on nobody's radar, something brand new. Um Even though like PlayStation has such a good foundation, I believe, they have the space now. They've created that space for them to actually get to a point where they can try new things, because you will always have the strong lineup to fall back on. So I don't want them to like kind of rest on that. You know what I mean? Like do what they did with Ghost. Like, Ghost kind of came out of nowhere and was a hit. So I'm thinking, if something like some just brand new crazy looking game just showed up and
Hmm.
people be like, yo, what the hell is that? Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Now, what type of game that could be? Mm, I haven't thought of that far yet. But yeah, just
So
give us
just
like a
a
new.
brand new IP in general. And that's funny you say that because I think in the press release that they really, that they, shared, they did mention new IP, and I will give Sony credit, especially like with every generation they've since their inception really, they've done a great job of introducing like new characters and stories that kind of prop up that particular generation. I think you hit the nail on the head with that, and I do believe we'll get at least one. Maybe one closer to the start of the show because the show's an hour long, so that's a lot of time.
Ooh, boy, they got something to say.
Yeah,
PlayStation they not letting up, boy. Whew,
yeah. I
it's
think
tough.
I think it's going to be some pretty big announcements from Sony next week. And if you guys are curious when the showcase is, it's next Thursday, the 24th. I believe it's at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if I remember right. That's Eastern. I think that's 4 p.m. Eastern for us. But I like that prediction, man. That's a pretty nice one. I could see them starting off with a new IP, actually, kind of get people talking about
That
it.
would
That'd be
be
cool.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they definitely earned that leisure to like they got so many good games to where
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't let up off the throttle, man. Like if I was the
No.
big dog over there as CEO, I would at least be pushing for at least 2 new IPs, to be honest.
Yeah. And I could imagine like these won't be things that we like when it comes to the new IP. Or at least I mean, they might surprise us. They could be something a little bit closer, but I would imagine that this showcase is going to show us really what's like fall and beyond for them. Which is like what's kind of leading into my first prediction. We know we're getting a Spider-Man gameplay trailer. I 100% believe that's what's going to happen. Now, as far as what's going to be in that trailer, there's some wild accusations out there. But I want to focus on the other game that Insomniac is developing right now, and I think we're going to get a teaser for the Wolverine game that they're developing that they announced. I want to say it was last year. I would love to see some sort of story trailer for this. I mean, when you're talking about like an iconic Marvel character, it doesn't get much better than Wolverine. Like there's a certain echelon, in my opinion, of popular comic book characters that cross over into mainstream really well, and I think Wolverine is definitely one of those. And I can see us getting like some sort of CGI story based trailer, something a little bit longer than what they showed before, just to get people hyped. I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon. Like I would be surprised if that game comes out before the end of next year. But I would love to see like some sort of Wolverine teaser. I mean, because I don't know if you ever played the one that came out. Oh man, it was years ago. I want to say it. I can't remember if it was on 360 or the Xbox One. But that game was really cool because when Wolverine got like hurt or damaged, like you could see like the flesh and the muscles and stuff on his body healing actively while you were playing the game, which was so fucking cool. Like there's so many like cool little gameplay mechanics that they could introduce with his abilities. So I
Oh,
would
for
really,
sure.
I hope we get some sort of Wolverine like story teaser. We're not gonna see gameplay. They're gonna want to focus on Spider-Man, but
And look, hectic feedback with his claws
oh
extracting.
god,
Come on. Come on.
now you hearing me,
Come on.
dog. See?
Yeah, come on. This game has the
Yeah,
opportunity. Actually, a prediction on that. That game is gonna break records. I
yeah,
just feel like because Wolverine is such a beloved character.
he
Like
is.
people who don't even know about comics, he's one of those guys.
He
Like you
is.
don't even need to know about comics to know like Wolverine. He transcends like goddamn space and time. Like I'm pretty sure there's people on other planets who know who Wolverine is. But I'm looking forward to that. And if they really just wow us with like, what if they have like some early like gameplay or something crazy?
Uh, uh, what did you tell me
Holy,
yesterday? You would explode. That's what would happen to me. I would
I've
literally
been
blow up, man.
exploding. I've been exploding the last couple of days. And keep your minds out of the gutter, you nasty freaks.
Yeah,
But
yeah, 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 yeah. Wait,
it's just been so much hype. I've just been losing my mind. So I'm
yeah,
here for it.
that's my first prediction, man. I know it's a long stretch. I could see maybe like them showing that off at the end of because I feel like they're gonna focus on stuff that's coming out first, and then maybe move towards the end of the showcase. They start showing stuff that's a little bit farther out. May not have like a solid date on it, which I'm fine with. But just give me a little bit of
Like
that
I said,
Wolverine
man,
juice.
I think PlayStation has they've earned a lot of grace. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course. When it comes to their
So
actual
if
games, yeah, 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 yeah.
so if they don't even hit us with dates, like I'm kind of I'm just in a place with PlayStation right now where I don't want to say that they can't do nothing wrong because I don't want them to get comfortable. I want them to keep mashing on the gas.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's like they're on the right path, man. They set themselves up for a long run at success, which I put on Twitter. I believe they really set themselves up for the long haul. And this is why I laughed at the statement that,
Phil
exclusives.
Roy. Yeah.
Yeah, exclusives don't matter. Yes, the hell they do, bro. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm still on that. I'm still on that. That shit pissed me off so
Yeah.
bad. But anyway, we're not talking about that. It's PlayStation's time. Yeah, so my next prediction or what something I would want to see. Hmm. You know what? That's a toughie. They-
Or a rumor you heard that you might be excited about. So I know one thing you're excited about, and hopefully they show it.
You know what would be weird? I got a weird, funny prediction. Something I would like to see. I would like
Sure.
to see some kind of promo or little trailer for Gran Turismo the movie. That's very interesting to me.
Ooh, you know what? They have been expanding like their film and animated
And
studios approach, so that's actually a
based off
really
a
good
true
one.
story, based off a true story, might I add,
Gran
that I
Turismo is
hadn't.
it really?
Yeah, it's based off a true story. Like some kid was a beast at Gran Turismo, and
Hmm.
like some race team offered him. Like it's crazy. Like when I saw the movie or the trailer,
I haven't seen it.
I
That's
was just
interesting.
yeah, I was just thinking like, oh well, and then when it was like based on a true story, I was like, what? So apparently some kid was like really good at racing games or something, and then like I don't
Really?
know. And they
That's
offered him like he had to help train people. And I honestly, let me just stop because I don't even know what the hell was going on. I have to research it. I'm so confused. Like I'm confused just as like everyone else. All I know is he ends up on a real racing team. That's what it seems like. And he's kind of like struggling because there's a difference between obviously playing a game and
right.
real life racing. So if you guys have any more info on that, please, hit us up in the comments and stuff and let me know what the movie's about where I can get more information because I'm definitely interested and maybe at the showcase, they'll, you
Man,
know.
you bring up a good point. I didn't even really consider the TV and movie angle tie-ins. I mean, because we've seen over the last couple of years just how much the game, well, not even just the game industry, but Hollywood has kind of been investing in video game properties for better and for worse. I mean, you got Sonic, you had the Mortal Kombat movie come out. Was that last December or last year? Late
Mhm.
last year? I can't remember. We talked about it, but there's a definitely I could see Sony doing something. I mean, they've done some really interesting stuff with some of the properties that they own. I would love to see something like Destiny related when it comes to like movie or film. Like not necessarily the game. Like I've kind of been off the Destiny train for a while now, but I think the lore and the story stuff in the Destiny universe is super interesting. I like that prediction, man. Like I'm not even mad at that. That's a really good one. Like I would love to see something like that. Maybe they do have a section for just like film and
Oh,
TV
in the
projects.
movie, I'm gonna send you the trailer. Man, it looked really good. Like this don't look like they half-assed it.
Yeah,
Like, and I don't think Sony would ever. I don't think they would ever.
they didn't give it the Fast and Furious treatment, is what you're saying.
We'll talk about that on the sidebar. But yeah, the Sony looked like they put some work into it, and it looked good, man. I'm
Yeah,
excited to go see it. Hopefully, it does well. It's a racing movie, which is a tough sell as it is. Then people are probably going to write it off because as soon as they see the game name, you know how game movies are. So
yeah,
it's facing an uphill battle, but hopefully, it does numbers, man. I'm excited to see it.
yeah. Are you planning on playing GC7? That's the latest one, right? On PlayStation 5?
Long as they don't do what they did with the last one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna return back to those Gran Turismo streets, man. There's to this day I am haunted by a license that I couldn't get like on Gran Turismo on PS2.
Yeah.
There was this one license. I remember it. Oh, so vividly. I remember it. You got to go down this hill doing 90 miles per hour, and you got to hit the apex just right. You
Ooh.
can't, because you go down a hill and then it's a hard like left.
So
It's
you
like a
gotta
U-turn.
Paul Walker drift that skyline
Yeah,
around the corner
it's
type
like
thing. I gotcha.
it's a U-turn, and if you do anything below like 90, you're not going to make the time. And it's so weird, and you have to hit this corner perfectly. I could not figure that shit out for to save my life. I remember I think I spent a day. I sat there, I literally played that one part because I had all the licenses, and it was like the super advanced license, like because those of you who are familiar with Gran Turismo, you get licenses to play certain races.
Right.
So basically, it's like your skills advance. Like you start off with the beginner's license, then you go up, you keep going up till you get to like the super simulated advanced license. And for me to get the last license, I had to beat that. And man, I could not figure it out. I thought I need a racing wheel or something because I was playing on controller. Like I couldn't figure it out to save my life. I don't even think it's real. I think whoever made that, I think it might have been broke. This was before the days of patching
Think
games.
it
So
was a little too difficult. That's interesting, man. You
I'm
know
gonna
what's
go back
a
and find it on YouTube too. I'm gonna find that and send it to you. It was
man, you
ridiculous.
got some good ones today, man. I'm liking the hopes and dreams here. I really do. I guess mine's kind of lame now. My next one. I'm
No,
just
throw it
kidding.
out
I'm
there,
just kidding.
man. Throw it out
Nah,
there,
you
brother.
know, I'm actually curious to see because I saw that Naughty Dog's Twitter tweeted a picture of that multiplayer game they're working on. So this one's
Mhm.
kind of like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be there, but I really want to see this multiplayer game because I don't know if you ever played the original Last of Us or if you had the chance to play the multiplayer, but it was really fun. And the fact that they're kind of making this a standalone game from Last of Us 2. I mean, it's been 2020, like it's been about 3 years since we've seen anything from them. I really do want to see what this multiplayer game is and what it's going to be about because I really like we were talking. You remember we were talking about the division. I want to say last week or the week before.
Mhm.
I kind of miss having that kind of game to play with you guys, like some kind of co-op survival, you know, type game. I would love
Yeah.
to see, what exactly this game's going to be. And I also had the prediction. I think it's going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5. A lot of times we see multiplayer games try to launch on as many platforms as possible. I was thinking maybe like PC for this, but Sony just doesn't do like same day releases for their PC product. I mean, their PlayStation 5, their first party stuff. So I think this is going to
Mhm.
launch exclusively like on PlayStation 5. And I think it's going to be a
Look,
full price game.
that's another thing that I know it's a sidebar, but I really put some thought into this, and I was talking to some people on over at Reddit,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of like the fact that I think PlayStation should keep doing that as far as what they're doing with their PC games. Like, bring
The
it out on
delay release,
console.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, bring it out on people like they were disagreeing with me. And I was just thinking, like, even from like a financial standpoint, that I like the way that they do that. Like, bring it out on your system first, and then have a delayed release, maybe a year, whatever it is, when the hype goes down,
Yeah.
and then drop it on PC. I think that's a good strategy.
I agree with you, man. With the state of with the way that games have kind of like AAA games have kind of been launching lately, with all
Hmm.
the technical problems and bumps and stuff that they've been coming out, I almost would rather them. And I know it's not fair to everyone. Yeah. PC gaming is expensive. Okay, let's get this out of there. I think it's more expensive to invest in PC gaming than it is in console gaming, as it stands to this day.
Yeah, that's a
But
given. Yeah, that's
I think that Sony does a great job of leveraging the technology of their systems. I mean, you were just talking about the haptic feedback with Wolverine's claws, how that would be a really cool addition. Like, I think they do such a great job focusing on the tech that they have that a lot of their games come out usually pretty solid. I don't remember hearing any issues about God of War when it released. I don't remember hearing about any issues when Ghost of Tsushima released on the PlayStation 5, when Last of Us made that, jump to play. I mean, the only issue we can't get rid of or not talk about is the Last of Us 1 remake coming to PC. That was a fucking train wreck. Like that's,
mm.
let's be honest,
Choo choo.
that was a absolute train wreck. but I think they fixed most of the issues with the game, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I would love to see that. Honestly, I mean, I could see the multiplayer hitting PC at some point in the future, but just knowing like the pedigree and the type of studio that Naughty Dog is, I could see them turning this into. And I know people are gonna kind of hate this idea, some sort of like live service multiplayer game. I mean, that's I think that's pretty much a given with the way the industry kind of is nowadays, right? Like you invest all this money and stuff into these products, especially like a multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of have to have that because then they're gonna die on the vine eventually. But I could see, or at least I hope that Naughty Dog kind of makes this pivot with this multiplayer game and kind of open the door for them to do different stuff. Because I hope to God we don't get a Last of Us 3. That's just me. Like I hope they're done with Last of Us, even though I know they're probably not. I would love for them to just kind of let the Last of Us 2 be the end of Joel and Ellie's story.
Oh,
You know?
you're killing one of my predictions. Oh, look at them.
Oh no,
Look at
you
that.
can still give it. I would love to hear it. No,
Mm.
let's hear it. Let's hear it. Yeah, yeah. What is it? What you
I
got? What you
mean,
got?
we could steamroll over to that. What was that? Segway King. Speaking of, um, one of my predictions was gonna be some kind of teaser trailer or something to show us that these guys are working on A Last of Us 3. Unlike so many people, I feel like people are split right down the middle when it comes to the events of Last of Us 2. I feel like there's either a strong love for it or there's a hate. And besides being drastically long, the pump fakes,
Yeah.
every time you thought the game was over, you get to go some more.
Well, let me
Um,
let me ask you this then, because I wouldn't mind it. I don't think there's any more story to tell for Ellie at this point. What would you want to see as far as like the third game in the series? Would you want them to focus on a new character or stay with Ellie? Like what do you kind of like? How did you
I
kind of
think we're
land on
at the
that?
point I think we're at the point where we have seen enough of Ellie, but you can't sideline Ellie. Let's do a God of War take on it. Like maybe there's someone else that Ellie is helping, give her a
Oh, okay,
little
sure. Maybe like a
Atreus
time
type
skip or
treatment.
something. Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah, and maybe like as corny as it sounds, maybe like Ellie turns into Joel for this person.
Oh, okay. She's just kind of grizzled and she's older, so yeah,
Or
okay,
or that
sure.
maybe the baby, maybe we get a time skip to where the little baby that her and Dina had, maybe the baby is grown. That's one hell of a time skip, but
I enjoy that though. Like if they do some sort of because that would kind of fit in what you were just talking about, right? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and honestly, I don't. I mean, we can kind of talk about it because it's been a couple years like since I've played it, but I feel like personally that Ellie never really got over the hatred she had for Abby. Like, yeah, she let Abby live, but
But what if that
they're not gonna
manifests
be
into something
friends.
else?
Yeah, exactly, right?
But see,
Like,
my thing is, I this is what I don't want. I don't want them crossing paths anymore because you had your chance to kill her. I
right.
don't want that. Don't cross paths anymore. I don't want part 3 to be like Abby comes kidnap your little kid, something weird. Like, you know what? Like, totally take
Or
it
she
a
wants to
different
like
route.
live in the settlement or something. She's learned from the transgression. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
no.
ain't gonna have no Negan and what's her face moment, bruh. You
Oh
killed
God.
Negan kills her boyfriend, and now they're buddies on some spinoff. No, no, no. I don't want to see Abby at all, and I'm a big Abby fan. Like I'm the biggest Abby fan. Look, gun show Abby. I loved her character. A lot of people
Yeah.
were up in arms about her character, but I loved her character. But I don't want to see her in 3. If they're gonna make a 3, or if they're gonna like, if we get little hints of 3 at this showcase, I wanted to totally take a total different direction with it,
Yeah.
with that great writing that y'all have. And like I said, we could sprinkle a little bit of Ellie in there because hardcore fans, you know how that goes. They go, oh, Ellie's not in it,
True.
or whatever. But like I said, if she's an older, like elder, like like in their little compound or something, and you see Ellie, you get advice from her. Maybe she help you out on missions. I think that'd be kind of dope.
I can see that. Yeah, I mean, because she's what, like in her early 20s in the second game.
Yeah,
Like
she could be
maybe they
like
could do,
35 and the kid would be what, 15?
yeah,
Like,
something
yeah,
like
oh
that.
yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah, she
that.
won't be too
I don't
old.
I
I
don't
forgot
hate
Ellie's
it.
pretty young.
I just want it to make sense for
Yeah, I
for
need the
the
writing to be
integrity.
good
Yeah, for like the integrity of what the second game was. And
because
just
it's a
like you said,
trilogy,
a lot of
right?
people hated it. Yeah, a lot of people hated the second game. I loved it because it left me feeling so conflicted, and not many
Yeah.
games do that. You know.
We have an episode way back where we talk about that,
Oh
and the
man.
game is it's an emotional roller coaster, man. It's a very
Yeah.
emotional, like you get invested in these characters and their journey
Yeah.
of revenge and redemption and trying to move on. And because there were parts where I was literally yelling at my screen, like, yo, just go with Dina, Dina, go with Dina and just start your
Yeah.
little family. And like, because the last act was like so long, and like when she could have left, but then she decided to go for revenge. Then you burnt two bridges because you go for revenge, then you get to the point where you can get revenge, then you like let her go. Like it was crazy. I'm like,
If it was me,
so
I would
Abby
have.
is a very conflicted character to say the least.
Yeah, if it was me, I would have drowned her ass. But anyway, yeah. If you guys haven't checked that episode out, you have to scroll back a while. That was in
But I
2020,
mean,
so
wait a minute, but was she wrong though?
no, I don't
See,
think she was
this is the
wrong. No.
thing. This is the thing with Last of Us 2, well, the series as a whole, right? Because I put my mind in these situations of what would you do if the world went to shit?
Hmm.
Abby just wanted revenge because her father was killed.
She
Because
saw her
Joel
dad
killed
killed in
her
front of
father.
her, and honestly, man, like I love Joel. Joel was not a good person. We talked about this on that episode. He was not a good person. He even
Joel
said
was
to
a
himself,
freak. Like he was just a man living in troubled times, doing what everybody else was
yeah,
doing.
he did what he could to
Everybody's just trying to
survive.
get by. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But that is, but once again, he was not a great person. They even
We could write,
highlighted that in the TV show.
yes, we can
Um,
write essays about this.
yeah,
Yeah, Joel was a piece of shit. All right.
he kind of had what was coming to him, and he was lucky to have lived as long as he did. But not to turn this into a part two of that episode, because I could literally talk about this for the rest of the episode. But I like that prediction. Okay, so we're gonna see Naughty Dog there, 100%. I think so. My next prediction is I think we're gonna finally get the Bloodborne announcement that everybody has been asking for. They want this game on PC. And I think we're gonna get a teaser for Bloodborne too. That's just my opinion.
Ooh.
Bloodborne's really like one of those, if not the most beloved Soulsborne type game. I've never played it. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it. And
People love that game.
yeah, and I kind of want to, especially after playing Elden Ring, which I still haven't finished. But I love Elden Ring. I love that game so much, man. It's so fucking hard. It makes me angry. It made me rage quit, and I haven't played it for like 6 months, but
Oh,
I
same.
love it, man. I love it. But I think it's about time we get the next wave of PC games. They usually do about one or two a year. It seems like their cadence is kind of trickling in, and we got the Last of Us one part, the remake to PC, and I think this would just really kind of strengthen that portfolio that Sony's slowly pushing over to PC, and I think we get that this year. I do.
Mm, I can dig that.
The question
I
is, are
do.
you gonna play it if it comes to PC? Are you gonna dip your toes back into the Soulsborne games, DC?
No,
Come on, come on.
no, I am not. DC stands for dirty casual. I am a casual gamer, and I feel like those games are not for me. Oh, I've had enough. Elden Ring's on my matter of fact. I'm deleting that shit. I don't even know why it's
No,
there.
don't delete
I'm
it.
I've spoken with counsel. We've had a roundtable meeting, and they asked me, you know, our share investors have been asking me, are you gonna, go
That's
back and
fair.
play that game? Sorry, I've been watching way too much Succession. I'm so entrenched into that show.
Man,
But no.
no,
I
no,
only have
that's
enough
a
time.
bounce pass for you, man. Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna let you have that. First of all, my heart can't deal with those type of games. I don't have the time. I just I'm like I wanted to play just to see what the hype was about.
Yeah,
I got my good little taste of it, and I'm gonna politely pass. It says nothing about the game,
for
people love
sure.
it. It's just one of those things where I know where I fit in, and you know what? That's like trying to fit a square in a freaking circle. Like it just don't work for me. So
Not for you. That's fair, man. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, yeah.
All right, what you got, man? What's your next prediction?
My next prediction is we're gonna get a PlayStation printer, 3D printer. No, I'm joking.
Oh God.
No, but I say that to say this. I'm definitely looking at like hardware options. Maybe we're gonna get some VR. We'll get something along the lines of
Ooh,
VR.
I
Maybe
100% forgot about their VR initiative. That's how great it's going, I guess.
yeah, I think they're gonna put a little focus on the VR because if PlayStation has had some stumbles, right? I think the VR is one of their missteps so far. I mean, they could turn it around, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But as of right now, like a lot of people have been complaining about the price point,
true.
and I think they're gonna have to beef up that lineup, or they're gonna have to get games on there that's gonna draw people to it if they want people to spend that type of money. So I think we'll get some like gameplay or something, along the lines of trying to hype people up to actually want to divulge in their VR lineup. And so I've always been a fan of VR. I'm like 3 steps away from either I want a drone or I'm getting a VR headset. Like it's been on my mind heavy. But yeah, that's my prediction. I think we're gonna see some stuff with the VR. I think they're gonna try to sway us into that direction. Maybe they'll have a game that because honestly, the games that I saw, like the technology looks like it's been bumped up a little bit. I don't think the game's the problem. I think they need to probably work on that price point
It is
if
a
they
little
can.
expensive, isn't it? The cost of entry to VR is definitely not cheap. Like you're essentially buying
Oh no,
another console.
PlayStation has the highest one. PlayStation has the highest point of entry. Definitely. It's like buying 2 PlayStations. Like you buy a PlayStation, then you gotta buy another one. Um, but
Mm.
yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe they can work on that. Maybe, it's just one of those things where it's priced at because of the tech. Who knows? Maybe as the years go by, you'll see like all tech things go down, prices go
Sure.
down, like when hard drives come out, them shits be astronomical. Then like maybe 3, 4 months, 5 months later, then you start seeing the prices drop. So I
Right.
don't know, but that's my prediction. We're definitely going to get some VR sauce tossed up in there. Maybe one of our favorite games get exported to the VR system.
They
What
need to
game
drop
that'll be?
Half-Life Alex on there. I don't know why that game has not been.
God of War, like VR, something
Yeah.
crazy. Maybe they'll drop something like totally unexpected. Ghost of Tsushima, like VR, like
Or
something crazy.
they're developing that Horizon VR game.
Ooh, maybe
I
we'll
forget
see that.
I forget what I think it's Call of the Wild or something like that. I can't remember the name of
Hot
it.
in the West, something, I don't
VR
know.
in the
Mm,
West.
you over there fighting LeBron, I don't know.
Call of the Mountain. That's what it is. I just looked it up. Okay.
Call of LeBron's beard, I don't know, but yeah.
We need to see.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
I agree with
look,
that.
shout out to LeBron's beard, man. One of the craziest beards in the world, all right?
Oh
That's all I'm gonna
man,
say about that.
Nuggets in seven. I guess I don't know. I'm not a basketball guy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't get
Some
mad at
nuggets
me.
off in that ass. Anyway,
Yeah,
but
don't
yeah.
get mad at me, Lakers fans. But yeah, I can see that. Like, hopefully, we do get some cool VR news. I still think it's a little too early for the VR, like for VR to be just like widely adopted by consumers, if it ever will be. Honestly, at this point. But
I
yeah,
think it's a hard sell because of the setup.
yeah, yeah,
You gotta have space to play these VR games,
you
man.
do.
Like even if you got like a man cave or whatever, you got to have a wide amount of space to actually play these games.
That
So,
is a very good point, my good man.
mhm.
I want to
So what
talk
do you got?
about. I want to talk about the game you texted me about the other day. One of the biggest rumors we've heard
Oh, let's get into it.
for.
Oh, can I gotta play the theme song. Oh, we're gonna get marked. Oh, we're gonna get flagged. How can we talk about this without talking about the greatest video game intro
I mean,
song ever?
it's like I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast. We haven't gotten a game in this series in about 8 years, which is nuts to say that out loud. But there has been some real big rumors about Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater getting either a remake or
Hey,
some
let
sort
me
of
tell you something
HD
now.
re-release, and it's supposed to be at the
No,
PlayStation show.
remake it all, build it from the
So
ground up.
let me ask you about this, man, because I've never played this game. I've seen it from beginning to end.
I
I've
want
seen the entire
Beyonce.
playthrough, but
I demand Beyonce sing Snake Eater in the intro.
oh
I
yeah,
demand
and I
it.
don't think they got enough money in the world for that. But what is it? What is it about Metal Gear Solid 3 for you that would make this a day one buy? I mean, because I didn't know you were a big fan of the Metal Gear series until the other day when we were talking
I
about this.
man, let me tell you something. Me and Dave, shout out to Dave, man. Wait, look, okay. I could talk about Metal Gear theories all day long.
I
Metal
love it.
Gear is it art imitates life, okay, and it's scary. All right. Metal Gear, if you don't know, Metal Gear is like a very politically driven game. All
Hmm.
right.
Yeah, it is.
And the storyline is nuts. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've watched 1,000 videos that chronologically put every Metal Gear in order, and I'm still confused. Like the stories in Metal Gear, besides the action, is very appealing to me,
Yeah.
and it's always been like Snake Eater. I don't know, from like the bosses to the actual use of camouflage to like the soundtrack to man, it was just a very, very good game. Now I want to play it. Like I gotta find it. Like I have to play it now. Like it
Let's
was
see.
so good, man.
Metal
Like
Gear
if you haven't
Solid
played,
timeline. I've never played the third one.
you ever played
I've
which
played
one?
this. I played the second one. I've played. I'm looking at the list of games here. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I've played a few of them. I played the second one. I played Metal Gear Solid 4 and I played most of the Phantom Pain. I actually still have my save on my Xbox One that I never finished from years ago. That was the last one that
No, man,
chronologically
that's
came
what
out, but
D Horse had to get away.
yeah, man,
I
that was
got
when I was
lost
running.
on that one, man. Like I just built my base and I just didn't know what to do. Like
It's a tough game. It is. It's kind of tough actually once you get far enough into it. Um
yeah, that base, you definitely have to have that base together once you
yeah,
get far.
but I
Because
think
you
that
really
was the last one I played. But yeah, I never played Snake Eater. I don't know why. I don't really have a good reason. I
what?
just think I think I just missed it, because it was on PlayStation 2, right? Am I crazy? Let's look that up.
Darius.
Metal
Darius.
Gear Solid 3
Darius.
release.
You got homework.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this came out in 2004. Okay, so this was yeah. I just missed this. I don't think I had a yeah. I didn't have a PlayStation 2 in 2004. I know that for a fact. So I never had the opportunity to play Snake Eater. I played Sons of Liberty though. Sons of Liberty was excellent. But yeah, man, I've heard like I said, I've seen like the game from
Oh,
front to back.
if you like
Um,
Sons of Liberty, you definitely gonna like Snake Eater.
yeah,
Because
man,
Snake
I'm
Eater,
sad, especially with like the fight at the end of Metal Gear Solid 3. I think the thing that really draws me in to just like the Metal Gear series is like just like you said, like art imitates life, and just like the compelling characters that Hideo Kojima and Konami just really created. And I'm sad that we could possibly never get another Metal Gear Solid game because as we know, he's gone on to create his own studio now. He's making weird stuff with boxes and delivery services, and I love Hideo Kojima, by the way.
Mhm.
Just let me get that out. I love this guy,
Kojima,
but
we're definitely shooting for that interview.
yeah.
That's gonna be
Oh
the
man.
crown. That's gonna be the milestone of my career
Yeah,
right there.
definitely bucket list for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm
he's
putting
just
that
a
there.
quirky guy, and
And I love it. I love the fact that he thinks outside of the box.
Yeah.
You see that what I did there?
I like that.
Yeah, even though the game is a little weird for me, the fact that I'm not mad at anyone that's trying to bring something new into, the gaming space.
Yeah.
And he's definitely one of those guys, he's gonna try something crazy and, people loved it though, There was a lot of love for the game. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
I tried to watch it. Like I didn't play it. I couldn't even keep up watching it. I didn't like the story was crazy and
By the way, I
Kojima
think
did
the game's free on Epic Game Store this week. Actually, we're talking about Death Stranding at this point. If you guys are having trouble keeping up, but yeah, Death Stranding is just a strange game, man. Like it's just such a weird. Like I don't know what's happening at any
Yeah, and then
point.
it was like it was some part of the message was like it was supposed to bring us together, like gamers together, because apparently you can leave items for other people to help them traverse through the world, and it was a lot going
Yeah,
on
I
there.
mean there was some cool stuff like the paths that you take in the game. Like the more that people take those paths, it kind of like erodes the ground. Like so people can continue to do it. Like it was some cool like
Mhm.
concepts, but just when it came to just the story, it was just I had no idea. I had no
And maybe,
idea.
maybe they build on that, maybe that'll be,
Yeah,
something that they build on and yeah, I like I said, I'm down for a crazy
sure,
concepts and just because at least you're not sitting in the same box, like relying on the same thing, like, FPS. But anyway, yeah. So I'm okay with them trying new things. Some are hit, some are miss, but at least you tried, right?
sure, yeah. But yeah, man, I think there's a good chance that we see Metal Gear Solid 3. It seems like one of the
Cheers.
the bigger rumors that seems to keep persisting.
Check this out. And I know how they're gonna set this up because that song is so beloved.
Yeah.
This is how they're gonna intro it. Mm,
Sorry.
dude, this is how they're gonna
Yeah.
intro it when it drops during the event. Everybody's gonna be clapping, yeah, and then everything's gonna get dark. Then that horn gonna come in, and then the intro song gonna start playing. Then everybody gonna go crazy. Watch, guarantee
The
it.
internet's
Mark my
gonna go. The
words.
internet's gonna go wild if this turns out to be true.
And the chat, yeah, the chat that's gonna be streaming. The chat's gonna freaking explode, and then the whole site's gonna shut down. But I'm telling you, they're gonna dim the lights, and they're gonna start playing the Snake Eater intro, and people are gonna lose it. And I'm telling you, hey Beyonce, don't miss this bag. Oh, she don't wait. Yeah, don't miss this bag, B. This
Man,
is you.
that's a lot
Hey,
of
who else?
money.
Who else mainstream could do the like? We need a real mainstream
Adele.
poppy
I
person.
would love to see Adele.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wait,
She got the
ooh,
vocals for it in the range. Like, you know
oh,
what I mean? I would
oh.
love to see
This
an
guy
Adele Snake Eater rendition.
Darius is throwing water into the hot, greasy pot here. That's a good choice. Right off the dome
Yeah,
too.
that
You
was
must have
just
been
I don't know. That was just that was the first name that came to my head. I really like
you,
Adele's music. I think she's a fantastic singer. So yeah, I would love
man.
to see that.
Look, Adele can do no wrong in my eyes. Okay, don't you talk about Adele? She's my favorite. Yeah, but besides her, let's see.
I could see that being like the cap of the showcase. That could be the last thing they
Oh, what
show.
if? Dang, if somebody came out was singing like the song live, that would be dope for like the intro.
If they did some sort of like traditional showcase, sure, yeah, I could see that. Let
Yeah,
me ask you, do you think it comes out this year? Let's say we do get the announcement. It's
boy, let me tell
real.
you something. Let me
Do you
tell you
think it
something.
comes out this year?
Just them announcing Snake Eater, me exploding. All right, I'm probably gonna be at work, but I'll probably explode at work. I'm gonna explode. And then if they drop some kind of shadow date or something that's really stupid, like holiday season 2023, like
I can
during
see
that,
that.
that peak era when a lot of games tend
I can see like a
to
December maybe, like maybe move
yeah.
it out of the way of other stuff.
Let me tell
December is
you something.
becoming a really popular month for game releases too.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna get real close to this mic so I can sound real creepy.
Oh
All
God.
right. If that game dropped this year, if they drop a date and say 2023, all they have to do is say 2023. DC is gonna explode out of his house. All you're
Oh
gonna see
gosh.
is a rocket flying out of this house. Okay. That will add on to all the goodness that 2023 has been. when it comes to video
20,
games.
2023 is gonna be one of those
Actually,
years, man.
we got so much shit for 2023. I wouldn't even be mad if they said early 2024.
I can
It'll
see
give
that.
me it'll
Maybe like a
space it
January,
out.
February release date. Sure.
Let it cook by itself. Let it cook by itself in its own year. That'd be a hell of a way for PlayStation to start their 2024 fiscal. Is that the fiscal year? What is the fiscal year? Like April or some weird shit? I don't know.
It
But
depends on. There's like different financial quarters for fiscal years. That
yeah,
they
whatever their
operate in
first
different time
quarter is,
periods of the month. Yeah, of different months of the year. Excuse me.
whatever PlayStation first quarter is for 2024, I think that'll definitely be a dope way to kick off the new year. So yeah, man, I'm super excited, man.
Cool.
The people deserve, and if they do, man, oh man, you gotta stream that. Like
Oh,
you're
I'm
gonna do
100% gonna play it. You don't even have to ask at that point. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I love Metal Gear. Like
it. And the
I'm a
bosses,
very I'm a wiki guy. Like I'll read a series. I'll read the fuck out of a wiki for a game or book series, movie series that I love. Like I'll get
mhm.
really immersed in a story. Like I don't, just like you guys know, famously, I think Zelda games are boring. I'll say it out loud. Again, come at me. But I like the lore of
Bro,
Zelda. Like I read and watch a lot of Zelda YouTube videos. It's weird. I don't know. I just got to think about it.
but it's just the game does nothing for you.
The
You like
gameplay
the
just
lure,
doesn't.
but
Yeah, the game doesn't do it for me. I love Link as a character, but that's just personal opinion. Anyway, yeah, that's the PlayStation Showcase, man. We're definitely gonna be talking about it next week. As it comes out, of course, you guys know we're gonna be covering it. I would love to watch it live, but unfortunately, I won't get home until about an hour later, which is when it's over.
what day is that?
It's Thursday, next Thursday, the
Uh,
24th.
I won't see it until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, maybe I'll come and watch it on stream or something. I don't know. But either way, I'm super excited for it. But yeah, that's the PlayStation Showcase. We're gonna definitely be covering that next week, so you guys can look forward to that. The last thing I wanted to talk about before we get up out of here, man, we're running out of time, is Ed Boon. Big Boon, as they call him out here, man.
Mm.
NetherRealm Studios announced and showed Mortal Kombat, not 12, Mortal Kombat 1.
And let
And
me explain that.
my God, this game looks amazing.
And shout out to our fighting guru, Dark Star. He explained to me why it's like not
Yes.
12
Yes. Yes.
and it
Yes.
went back to 1 because apparently Liu Kang in the last one has transcended into a god and he reset the timeline.
Yes. He is the God of Fire now. And they released a press release on it. It was basically saying like it's not technically a continuation of 11. It's like brand new origin stories for everyone, brand new everything, which I'm actually pretty excited about because if you guys don't know me, y'all know I love Mortal Kombat. I love how terrible the movies are, the original movies. I actually watched someone react to the movies from the 90s a couple of days ago on YouTube. It's so bad it's good, but I'm pretty excited for this, man, especially because they announced some new gameplay details and that it's going to be an assist-based fighter, which is really, really interesting to me. Because there's never been a Mortal Kombat where you've had assist characters. It's always kind of been solo, just kind of like Street Fighter, traditional, 1v1. But I think that this could open up some really interesting gameplay mechanics. Assist
Mhm.
fighters are really, I mean, I enjoy assist fighters, but are you excited about this at all? I mean, it's coming out in September. They said September release date, a couple months after Street Fighter 6. Man, it's really a good time to be a fighting game fan. That's all I'm gonna say.
Um, well, anybody know me? Like I've said a billion times, I am a big fan of fighting games, even though I'm not that great at them. So it just takes me back, man. Like I
Mhm.
remember going to the corner store in my neighborhood to play Mortal Kombat 1, and I just remember at the time it was just like, yo, that game was just so mythical because it was like,
Yeah.
first of all, it was hard to find that game at the arcade because of the violence.
There was a
So
time when they
like,
were trying to get it banned in the US. That's a fun fact.
yeah, so and to actually have an arcade machine was like, I don't know how it was anywhere else in the country, but I know for a fact when I was growing up, like in Detroit,
Yeah.
Like, if you had that at your store or your arcade, you were, like, legendary. It was hard to find, and I remember we had it in our, like, neighborhood, and people like, man, I'm telling you and this was the same store I was telling you about where we played Street Fighter at.
Oh,
It's
okay. I
the
got
same
you.
store. Yeah, he got Mortal Kombat and, like, man, it
That's
was
awesome.
like dude, it was so many people there. Like, I'm telling you, that place literally probably kept a lot of people out of trouble. Like,
Yeah.
I remember it was like gang members there, all types of stuff. Like people just wanted to play. Like, and that was the rules. Like, you can't be don't be doing no dumb shit or everybody getting the hell out. So nobody wanted to stop playing. So everybody was cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I got a little history rooted into Mortal Kombat, man. Fond memories and to see it grow. Like I kind of fell off when it went to that like I think I stopped playing when it got, like, 3D. It was something that I didn't like.
Man,
Like,
I
it
think
was a
that was a
few
Mortal
of them I
Kombat
didn't
4. I know exactly what game you're talking about. Yeah, it
yeah,
was bad.
3 3 because what was 3?
Mortal
Annihilation,
Kombat
something like that.
4.
Because I 1, 2, 3 2 was my favorite. 3
No.
got to the point where it was slowly getting a little over the top, and then 4 was just, like, where I fell off. I didn't like it, and after that, it was, like, 5 I didn't like a couple of them after that, and then they kinda course corrected themselves, and I got back into it, and then when they started, what was it? When they dropped what was it? Shaolin Monk? That was my
Yes. Yep. I
so,
just found it. Yep.
Shaolin Monk was so underrated. That
It
was
was. That
such a
game was
good
fucking
game.
great, man. Oh,
Yeah, it was such a great game, man, and then that's when I started to kinda, like, fall in love with Mortal Kombat again, and
yeah.
then that's when it started going back uphill. It was like a uptick. It got a little better, and then we got those amazing storylines in the last couple of Mortal Kombats, which I think oddly, that's where they shine.
Yeah.
I love what they do with the stories and how they incorporate them into the game, and you still have an awesome fighting experience,
Right.
but you get this great story. So it's like adding an extra level to a fighting game,
NetherRealm
and that's
does
what
such
I'm
a great
hoping.
job with that, man. They do.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping Street Fighter in that regard has taken notes on the storytelling
Yeah.
because Street Fighter is already amazing. If they land it with the actual story mode, man, yeah, it'll be great. But Mortal Kombat, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where this goes. I don't see it failing. It looks great.
No, absolutely
I
not.
don't know what was gameplay or what wasn't. I think it was all CGI, like the cinematic part, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping off that. They gave us a little sneak. That's just, a little tip on the iceberg. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some gameplay to show off that new mechanic that they're gonna be using. And I'm excited for it, man. I'm always excited for Mortal Kombat and fighting games. Like I be even playing like games that you think that I wouldn't even play. Like I've been jumping into King of the Fighters. One of our
King of Fighters is great.
amazing last week I was suggested a game that I was playing. What was the name of that game that Weenie I want to say Weenie recommended this game, and I've been playing that. I'm down to play any fighting games. Like I be all over the place when it comes to fighting games, man. So let's do it. I'm ready for Mortal Kombat, baby.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see what they cooking over
Definitely,
there.
definitely gonna be. I think it's gonna be a hit, especially when it comes out. And then, we got Tekken looming somewhere in the distance. Tekken 8.
With the evil eye, it's like in the background, all you see is red eyes.
It's just it's in the shadow like
It's
an
gonna be
anime
something for
character. Yeah,
everybody, man.
yeah.
What do you guys say? Eating swell?
Eating good, man. We out here eating, man. It's a good time to be a fighting game player, man. But yeah, Mortal Kombat is gonna be amazing when it comes out. Just fix the movie series. All right, I'm not letting that. I'm not letting that go. I'm never letting it go. Anyway, I think that's a good place to end it, man. Yeah, we did a nice little 54-minute banger today. Thank you guys for hanging out for episode 152, man. Appreciate you guys as always. If you guys are listening for the first time, audio, we record this podcast every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And make sure you guys check out the YouTube as well. Episode 151 is up as of yesterday noon. The episodes will be going live at noon on YouTube. We need you guys to show some love over there. It'd be super appreciative. A like and a comment goes a long way, man. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man. You guys can find me everywhere. There's the artist where E is a 3. And I appreciate y'all, man. DC, go ahead. Take us home, baby.
Well, speaking of showing us love. love. This is your boy DC, and I got a little thing I want to tell you about showing some love. Besides the YouTube, slap up them likes and then come on over to Instagram. We are able to monetize right about now.
Woohoo.
So any love, we don't want to force this upon anyone, but any love you want to show us, it's greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Anything you want to give, greatly appreciated. It's never needed. Long as you come here, show us. You could just hit the like. Hey, however you want to do it, we appreciate it. And also, be sure to join the Discord. And if you can't find the Discord, please hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on my socials. I will link you. Come to the Discord. Have some talks with us. We want to we want to make this as interactive as possible because we love talking about games and we love talking to the people. And that's all your boy DC got. Hit me up on all my socials. Um, Twitter is going to be _1LDC _ same as Instagram, _1LDC _ And that's where I'm at for now. And we also have the Tickety Talk. All of it will be on the link tree on my Twitter. Gonna make it
And
easy
in
for
the
you.
description box below, everywhere else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you
And that's all I have.
guys. And that'll be it, man. Thank you guys for hanging out, man. We'll see you guys next week. We're going to be talking about the PlayStation Showcase. See ya. Bye-bye.